2021 Ex Laddies Club Lifetime Achievement Award presentation. The inaugural Lifetime Achievement Award was first presented back in 2002. This award is presented annually to an individual or group of people who, in the opinion of the club, have significantly contributed, achieved or dedicated themselves to duties or services that benefit Kelso, the people of Kelso and the surrounding areas. I'd firstly like to pass on my sincere thanks to everyone that took time to send in their proposals for this year's award. As always, it was a tough choice for the Ex Laddies Committee to decide on an award winner. Given that we had so many strong candidates, it really is amazing to see so many people and organisations that so freely put themselves second for the benefit of our lovely town. It's just unfortunate that only one can be chosen annually. This year, the Ex Laddies felt that it would be fitting to collectively recognise a particular group of people from Kelso, all of whom are working tirelessly at a local as well as national level in support of others. This particular group of people have gone above and beyond in their day-to-day lives to support the whole country in their fight against COVID-19. Their sacrifices and dedication to others hasn't gone unnoticed, within our hometown of Kelso and beyond. Their commitment and perseverance will be appreciated not only today but forever. On behalf of the Ex Laddies Club, I would like to extend our gratitude and huge thanks for all you have done over the last 18 months. Thank you for your continued resilience, bravery, dedication and comfort and strength in what has been the most challenging of times. I'll now pass you over to some of our homegrown heroes that have sacrificed so much and been there for us all when we needed them most. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives us great pride to announce the Ex Laddies Club Lifetime Achievement Award winners for 2021, our very own NHS frontline workers. Thank you.
My name is Sonia Nairn and I am a staff nurse working in intensive care at the Borders General Hospital. I look after critically ill patients along with my amazing colleagues. COVID-19 created an increased workload and we were all a bit unsure with what we were dealing with, but armed in full PPE, we done our best. We worked well as a team, learned loads and saved as many lives as possible. We were very lucky to have lots of amazing patients get better, but obviously some very sad cases too, and we all felt for these patients' families and friends at this very uncertain time, and they will never be forgotten. Thank goodness for FaceTime though to keep in touch. It was lovely having the public behind us and so nice to be appreciated. It definitely helped us all through. I was very touched when I heard we would be receiving this award along with all the frontline workers. I am proud to have been able to help doing what I truly love at a time none of us will ever forget.
Hello, my name's Lee Paxton. I'm the matron for intensive care at Chelsea and Westminster Hospital. I am a Borders lad. I was born and bred in Kelso. Still consider Kelso very much my home, and I often do make the trip up to Scotland to partake and celebrate in the Civic Week festivities that happen every year. I'm very honoured to be asked to document what it's been like in the last year and a half working in intensive care during the pandemic. It has been very challenging. Just the sheer volume of patients we've received. We're a fairly small trust here, but we have tripled our bed capacity during the pandemic, so our nursing ratios were very stretched. We had redeployed staff from other areas in the hospital that came to support us during the pandemic. I think one of the challenges was that working in PPE was so hot and so uncomfortable, and the long hours, not getting breaks, just the sheer exhaustion, physical and mental exhaustion that was taken out on us all, and also the fact that we had no families visiting, so we had patients dying in front of us, and we were using a video call to tell them their loved ones had died, but We did have a lot of success stories as well, so there's a lot of patients that we thought wouldn't make it and they did, and that's something we should be celebrating as well. But yeah, we got there and we survived to tell the tale.
Kelsey Station. I'm Lena, I'm a paramedic here.
And I'm Ali, also a paramedic at Kelsey Station.
We've been asked by the Ex Laddies Association to just say a little bit about our experience of the pandemic. So we'll start off by saying how at the beginning we were all pretty frightened, a bit anxious about what was to come, didn't really know what was around the corner.
Or the unknown.
Or the unknown, yeah. A bit frightened about taking COVID back to friends and families. I think that was one of the biggest things. And there has been one or two members of staff that have been ill with it. So yeah, it started off being very quiet. I think the most harrowing thing about it, I think for me certainly, and I think probably most of us, was relatives having to say goodbye to loved ones. When you were taking people away and they were really unwell and possibly weren't going to be coming back again. Families weren't able to come in the ambulance, families weren't going to be able to go to hospital to see them. So that was something we'd experienced for the first time, was families, you know, saying their goodbyes in front of us, and that was really quite upsetting.
Not knowing if they would ever see them again.
Not knowing if they would see them again, so that was a big negative. But there is positives, isn't there?
Yeah, there was loads of positives. You had obviously thanks to the general public just coming up to you and thanking you on the street. We've had messages on Facebook because a relative got taken in, so they wanted to thank us and our colleagues. Not just this station, but all the stations. You've had also really good things like the goodies and cakes handed in, which was very much appreciated.
Yeah, it was. It was lovely.
With a couple of stones from local kiddies.
Local kids.
Painted and
we've been dotted around the community, haven't we, during the pandemic. So yeah, there's been lots of positives. The clap on a Thursday night, so it's been great to feel the support of the community.
It has felt we've been so supported by everyone.
So we'd just like to finish with thanking the Ex Laddies Association for nominating the NHS and the frontline workers for this award. It's quite an honour, and
thank you.
Just another example of being supported by the community, so thanks again.
Hello, my name's Alison Dummer and I work at the Emergency Department in Salford Royal Down in Manchester. Obviously this has been a terrible year for everybody, those that have suffered with COVID, lost loved ones to COVID, and those that haven't been able to see their family for such a long time. It's been really difficult on the NHS. If it wasn't for my amazing colleagues, paramedics, domestics, porters, everyone's really come together and done such an amazing job, and I just want to thank you for all the support that you give us here. Thank you.
Hi there, my name is Gary Cleghorn. I'm one of the senior nurses at the Royal Edinburgh Hospital working for the Mental Health Assessment Service. We are a 24-hour service covering the Royal Edinburgh Hospital and A&E at Edinburgh Royal Infirmary, seeing people with emergency mental health crisis that we need to assess. Basically, during the pandemic, our service has changed quite a lot. We've went a wee bit more to doing a lot more telephone triage rather than immediate walk-ins. So that's taken quite a bit of getting used to. We're still seeing a lot of walk-ins, and we're still seeing quite a lot of patients that we're having to deal with face-to-face and come up here to our assessment environment here at the Royal Edinburgh. During the pandemic, we have seen quite increased numbers of people with first episode psychosis, people losing their jobs, losing their livelihoods, people losing their relationships, that are becoming increasingly distressed and hearing voices and acting in very manic and concerning ways. We initially didn't have a lot of people that were experiencing suicidal thoughts, but as the pandemic has moved on into this section, we're now seeing an increasing number of people overwhelmed by anxiety and suicidal thoughts that are crippling them in lots of different ways. As a team, we've obviously not had our own coping strategies. We've had our own lives turned upside down by the pandemic. So to come in here and support other people during that is extremely emotionally draining as well on ourselves. We don't have the ability to switch off like we used to go and do the things we used to do, to go hill walking, play music, to do whatever it is that we enjoy doing in our spare time, socialising with friends and others. I think as a team we've grown a lot closer, and I think even within the hospital a lot of staff from the mental health side have grown a lot closer to each other, going through the same experiences that we all have, sharing experiences and trying to mix with each other outside work at times as well, feeling that we are in our own bubble and able to help each other and support each other through this. Recognition
like this award by Kelsey Civic Week is something that I think all of my NHS colleagues that are involved in this greatly appreciate, as it's nice to know that people are still thinking of us, the difficulties we've had going through this and still battling on through the pandemic. And I wish all my colleagues the very best. And on behalf of everyone here at the NHS from the Royal Edinburgh Hospital, thank you very much for your acknowledgement. Thank you.
Hi everybody, I'm Sarah Cassie. I'm a doctor down in Cornwall, but I'm from Kelso. I have been asked by the Ex Laddies Association just to talk about my experience of COVID down here. Essentially, I was working in general practice when it first came about, when COVID first hit, and we essentially, like Kelso, changed our practice overnight. You know, we didn't see patients face to face, we were basically doing telephone and video consultations, and that was because we didn't really know anything about COVID in terms of how it spread and how quickly. So we wanted to protect those that were vulnerable, and that was really, really difficult to not see patients face to face. I really missed those kind of interactions and those moments where, you know, you get a bit of chat and banter, which you don't always get over the phone or by video. Another thing that's been tough, I'm now working in the children's ward, and obviously working you know, full days in full PPE can be really tough, particularly for the nurses that are with patients the majority of the time on the wards. But you know, kids are so resilient, and the majority of kids don't become seriously unwell with COVID, which is really great. Another positive was the clap for carers. When you know, COVID was at its worst and we were seeing a lot of deaths in hospital and in care homes, it was really touching and really just heartwarming to hear the kind of claps on a Thursday night. It really kind of gave NHS workers the boost that we needed, so that was really great. Thank you if you're involved in that. I guess this, you know, award from the Ex Laddies Association just really recognises the hard work of frontline workers, whether you're NHS or a key worker in other areas. I think it's really humbling to know that actually, hopefully, we're kind of coming towards the end of this, and never before has our town's motto of safe out, safe in been important. So I hope you're all safe, hope you're all keeping well, and yeah, hopefully see you for another Civic Week in the not too distant future. Cheerio!
Good evening, Chairman, Ex Laddies Club, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. My name is Heather Reid. I'm a healthcare support worker at Kelso Hospital. It has been very hard and stressful throughout COVID-19, but we've managed as a team to keep Kelso Hospital clients safe and comfortable. They've missed their loved ones, but been able to have phone calls and some video chats. We've all come together as a big family and kept each other's stamina up. The clients as a whole have been very patient and stress-free from it all with our help. Despite the pandemic and related restrictions, we have still been able to care for clients and their families during palliative and end-of-life care. Clients have been able to see their loved ones at the end of life whilst adhering to COVID restrictions, keeping everyone safe. As visiting restrictions ease, we remain mindful that the pandemic is still with us. We are doing our best to manage safe visiting for clients, so it gives me great pleasure to be receiving this award from Ex Laddies Club, and on behalf of all the team from Kelso Hospital, I'd like to thank you all very much.
You're broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Move mountains, we gon' walk it out and move mountains. And I'll rise like the day. I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. the silence is quiet, and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe. And I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet. Move mountains, bring it to its feet. Move mountains, and I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. All we need is hope, and for that we have each other, and for that we have each other. And we will rise, we will rise, we will rise. Oh, we'll rise. I'll rise up, rise like the day. I'll rise up in spite of the ache. I will rise 1,000 times again.